Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back in the LMP3 at Brands Hatch Grand Prix edition for yet another track guide. If you're new to my channel, we do a hot lap, then a breakdown. Then we are back in the cockpit one final time, the driving line on. But a slight change, if you've only ever watched the LMP3 guides before, we are now producing setups. So a lot of you guys were asking for them. So myself and Gianni Lutzu, who's a real-life racing driver, have been curating our own. So if you do wish to race this setup, you can purchase it from our Patreon. There is a link in the description, and that will include a race and quali setup, as well as wet race, wet quali, wet endurance, and dry endurance. So everything you could possibly want for the coming week. Right, let's... So here we are, smashing it down the main straight, looking for the 50 board on the left-hand side. We brake, drop it down to third, quickly back up to fourth, exit nice and wide, looking for the Cardloop Bridge, braking up to about 70%, and again, long trail off down to second gear. Got to be quite patient with the throttle on exit, lest you turn it round. Looking for the 50 board, down to third gear, back up on the gas, not braking too hard for that corner. Looking for the 50 board again, on the right side, we run through it. Brake up to about 50%. I drop it down to second gear to go back up the hill. Whew. So far, so good. Okay, back over to the left-hand side. Tricky little section in the LMP3 here. At the 50, going to brake very slightly down to fourth gear, exit wide. Going to look for the 50 again. I'm going to brake slightly harder this time. Down to third gear briefly, now back up to fourth. Leaving it in fourth. And only a light dab of the brakes. Got to trust in the aero and the mechanical grip. Down to third gear for the second to last corner. That's probably the second hardest we brake. Now looking for this entrance road on the left-hand side, braking up to about 50%. Down to third gear again, using the camber. Hug it round to the right-hand side. And over and across the line we go in a 1:16.4. So as I mentioned before, if you want to race this setup, then you can check out our Patreon page. There's a link in the description, and it includes the race, the quali, the wet race, the wet quali, and an endurance setup. Right, let's do the breakdown. Okay, so breakdown. So our first braking marker is going to be well past the 100, but just before the 50, almost where the green flashes by the marshal's hut on the left-hand side there. So as you can see, we get on the brakes, not too hard, only up to about 35%. And we're just trailing it off down to third gear, getting back on the gas. Now it's the Cardloop Bridge, so we're braking just before it, and this time we brake up to about 75%. Trail that off, drop it down to second, and I start getting back on the gas about midway through the corner. And again, I don't actually get up to full power until we're almost at the exit, and I've unwound that steering wheel. Now we're going to go past the 50, but that is going to be my marker that lets me know I need to start braking soon. And I only get on the brakes up to about 25%. I just hold it there, still holding it, and I don't actually get back on the gas until I've completely cleared the corner. I've gone over the curbing. I'll get up to 100. It's so easy to try and bite off more than you can chew in that previous corner. So we're going to run through the 50 this time, and we get on the brakes up to about 50%, relatively short trail off, and we start getting back on the gas nice and early, and we get up to 100% once we're, again, facing the corner exit. In fact, I had room on my outside there, suggests I could have got on the gas that little bit earlier. Right, we're going to start our turn in at the 50. We're going to go on the brakes only up to about 10%, so just a light dab, and now we're back onto 100%. We don't really want to cut this corner, but we can exit nice and wide. Going to use the 50 again, and this time we brake slightly harder, 35%, and this time we really can attack the corner. So my left-hand tyres are on the track, nothing else is. I drop it down to third briefly, and then quickly go up to fourth gear. So we're just about to go past the 50 board on the right-hand side. Now I can see it in my triples. You can't see it on the single screen here. That's my marker to let me know that I need to get on the brakes, and it's just a light brushing. And again, really attacking that curbing, attacking the corner, getting back on the gas at the apex, get up to 100% as soon as possible. You've got to be quite careful on exit because that grass is very slippy if you touch that. And now we're looking for the 50 board on the right-hand side. We brake up to about 60%, sharp trail off, getting back on the gas at the apex. And I could have exited wider there, but I had a couple of offs. I was practicing, so I was giving myself a bit of room. And then the final braking marker is that 50 that we've just gone past, or this entrance road that you can see here. We brake up to about 50% short, trail off, back on the gas at the apex in third gear, back up to fourth, and then we just hug it round. Right, we have one final version coming up next with the driving line on without me talking.